And I didn't say, we wouldn't end up getting some snow, quite a little
Right.
dusting.
I know, but you did kind of make it out to be like a big conspiracy that was never going to happen.
Who made the snow, Gail? Who made the snow?
I don't know, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I hadn't
Deep
really
state.
thought of it. Yeah,
Deep snow, deep state.
true.
Holy, that makes perfect sense.
And you're right, it is the perfect distraction. I pulled it off, I guess.
Right. Have you heard any weatherman mention Epstein this morning?
No, not once. Not one little thing.
You broke
All right. So here's my new belief about this is that we manifested this by watching the Winter Olympics so intently.
Yes.
Next thing we know, Winter Olympics are here.
It's very ice. Everything ice, frozen, tundra. That's just like the vibe of what has been
Right.
going on. And you're right, we brought this here. And our Winter Olympics obsession was part of that.
Did anybody notice how good our hockey teams are?
They did pretty good. I mean, they did pretty good. I had so much fun watching the women's hockey, and when they won gold, I went, well, you can't really ask for more. You know what I mean? I mean, we've done it. That's amazing. Whatever happens in the men's game, I accept it. So I was shocked when we beat Canada at their own game, men and women.
Yeah. Canada somehow has become Russia. You know what I mean? Like in 1980, we had Russia.
Right.
And now we're acting like Canada's bad people and they're bad hockey players and they're mean.
Serb suckers.
Look, yesterday, like most people, I'm having coffee and hockey, right?
Yes.
And it's too intense. Every time I watch hockey, I go, by far, this is the greatest game. And then I don't watch it again.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the game is just so crazy. And then you get to the end of it, and those guys come out, and they're just skating around with Johnny Gaudreau's jersey. And, you get a little verklempt.
Yes.
But when they went in and grabbed his babies and took them out
Oh, forget
for
it.
the picture, Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel,
I was balling. I was
here's what
balling.
I loved. Those kids acted like so natural being skated out there and sitting down
I know.
posing with the team. They were so comfortable.
They were so chill with it. They were so sweet in that moment, watching their family watch on from the stands. Forget it. It was so emotional. It really was.
So we are the kings and queens of hockey.
Yes.
I mean, we could turn the name of that. And, all the beautiful things that took place and the pride that we all have. And the pride I felt when Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, came into and started just banging beers down with the guys. It was so moving.
I was so moved. I was like, oh my gosh, did something happen to his dad too when he got adopted by the team? How
Aw.
sweet. But no, I guess he's just on the team.
Yeah.
He was partying back there, slamming beers, acting like just one of the fellas, Cash. He's one of the fellas. See you in Valhalla, brother.
You know that he follows hockey about as much as any of us. I mean, he just got into it the last week.
I mean, I could have been there doing that. Like, I've been caring about you guys for a good 14 days. This is amazing.
Look, here's what I was thinking. Let's say Trump was there and he went into the locker room and was celebrating. You're like, well, he's the president.
Yeah.
Or even Vance is the vice president. But this guy jumped on a plane, the FBI plane, and flew over there and dove into it. And I'm just watching going, when I was a kid, the TV show The FBI was on. And it was on from like the mid 60s to like mid 70s. And in that 10-year span, not a single person smiled on that show. The whole point was, here the FBI, these are the most serious people in the world. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
And I know you're scared of certain things going on, but the FBI is here to make sure
Right.
crime pays. And then this fucking guy basically just jumping around and getting fucking wired. And somebody that morning had taken a shotgun and tried to get into Mar-a-Lago.
We had a
with
major
with
breach.
a can of gas too.
We had a major breach at Mar-a-Lago, and he's just pounding beers with his hockey bros.
And right before he jumped on this plane, he was also doing a podcast with the former deputy director of the FBI, Bongino, talking about what a good job they've been doing.
They're just crushing it.
Yeah, they're crushing it.
Well,
Gold
one guy
medals.
quit. The guy
They
was hosting
seem like
podcasts
they
quit.
investigate nothing.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Kind of hanging out.
Also,
vibing.
of course, me along with the rest of the world got obsessed with Alyssa Liu during the Olympics, and to see us with both hockey and figure skating, which is another one
Right.
that we haven't won gold in like 20 some years. For us to dominate the ice related sports was very exciting. Very exciting. You have
You
the
know,
snow
we-
and the ice,
yeah.
and we really took over ice. That's
We
our thing.
always had like a famous skater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One, and it was always a woman. Nobody could tell you who the best
Yeah.
guy skater. So for that, and then like, I mean, I don't even know how she does the things that she does. You know,
It's unbelievable.
I'm going to be honest here. They're not normal people, these Olympians. And I feel like they come from a ton of money because there's no way you can learn this stuff without having a ton of money.
Now, here's the crazy backstory that everyone obsessed over with Alyssa Liu. She had been doing it since she was a kid. She was completely burnt out, and she quit. And she said, "I can't live like this anymore. I'm unhappy." 2 years later, she calls up her coaches, and she's like, I think I want to go back to skating. And they're like, "Well, you've taken a 2-year break, and you're 18 years old now. Those are pretty, essential years that you stopped skating. So I don't think it's a great idea." And she's like, "You know what? I'm going to do it, and I'm going to go back to competing. I'd love to go to the Olympics if I can. We'll see. And I'm just going to have fun. And you're not going to push me. I'm going to pick my own music. I'm just going to have fun with it." And so her coach was like, "Okay, but we know this from Olympians. The whole idea with Olympians is they give up everything. They live and breathe the sport that they're in. They have no childhood." And she was like, "Yeah, what if I just do it because I love it?" And it's almost, whether she means it or not, it's like The Secret. Like she's convinced herself that was true. And she went out in that final skate and skated in a way that I have never seen. Like, there is a shot from her above, and she's bent backwards, and her eyes are closed, and she has this smile on her face like she has reached true euphoria. And it's not something you see with Olympic figure skating. It's normally blood, sweat, and tears and trauma, and it was wild to watch. She's unbelievable.
But I do want to warn kids. I mean, I tried the same thing, when I was 18. I'm like, I'm coming back and I'm picking my own music. And I went out there, I skated out to War Pigs by Sabbath. And the place was going nuts. But, I mean, they tell me later, I was basically in the zone. I don't even remember. But apparently I had fallen down 9 times during my...
Well, you were just having so much fun with
I was
it.
having fun. You know what I mean? I even took some of the ice shavings and rubbed it on my face.
Yeah, of
when I was
course.
skating around.
Yeah.
People are obsessed with her dad. That's the next story about her.
Why?
All right, so he was like a dissident, I believe, from China. I could be wrong. I know he's a dissident from a country. And when he got to the States, he just started like having children through surrogates, and people are making this.
This is so
like 5
Stanley that
surrogates.
I've presented this story about a woman's success and joy and accomplishment and self healing, and he goes, "Let me give you the dark backstory of the dad who has nothing to do with this."
He was her first.
All right,
coach.
let me know. I'll let you know this, Chris. When you start a story with "I could be wrong," it means that you shouldn't be telling it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you're on the air. You don't know who's listening right now. And you're like, "I could be wrong, but I heard he used to shit himself every single day of his life."
Yeah. I mean, Chris, I can't trust you with this.
All right, here's Cameron in Denver. Cameron.
Hey, Ron. How's
Hey.
it going?
Good.
Hey, so lifelong hockey fan. Unfortunately, I've been an Islanders fan my whole life. I've never seen a championship. Mets fan. So this is one that really is like, it's just so cool to see the U.S. bring home gold and really experience like a first championship in my life. So
Right.
just really special.
But
And
here's the interesting
I
thing.
don't know if it's as big, but it's big.
No,
It's bigger.
big. Yeah,
it's bigger, and I'll tell you why. Let's look at the NHL, and these are the most skilled guys. But do you really care if Washington beats Tampa? You know what I mean? And this to me, people had the kind of feelings that you want to have during the Super Bowl. But in our case, we didn't have a dog in the fight.
Right.
This international sports can make you so excited. And like, you're not sitting around crying at the end of the fucking Super Bowl
Right.
or the NBA championships. That shit comes and goes.
Right.
But when our basketball players play as USA, you're crazy
Yes.
watching these games.
Yes, it's just so thrilling, and also I have the same feeling about the Olympics, Winter Olympics, the Cup. It's just like when it's just like 4 years to wait until this thrilling thing. I can't get more invested. I look forward to it, and it's just a joy to me.
Yeah. I saw a guy from Canada. He had a little bit of, he had a little bit of a red ass after the loss. And I get that.
Yeah, sure.
And he goes, we were the better hockey team. Watch, you be the judge. And we're like, but this isn't a judge sport. The winner wins. That's
Look,
it. It's
here-
done. Nobody's saying the most talented. You're saying the
Right.
people who won.
And by the way, the women's hockey team, the way they won and the way the way they dominated, they easily could have lost that game. It was so goddamn close, despite
course.
the fact that they played like there wasn't anyone on their level the entire Olympics. The entire Olympics, they just crushed everyone. And if they would have lost that, then the women's Canada, they would have won. And that's what
they would have won.
Like, that's how it goes. So
But
the
here's
women's
the-
team could have lost that.
They really did kind of blow their chance to be legendary. You know what I mean? Because they were going to have some kind of goals thing that nobody would have ever been able to match. And it's when you saw what happened at the end, you're like, I thought we were like unbelievably great team. You know what I mean? I thought we were like so fucking good. Nobody, and yet you get the gold medal. You do. But do you get that chance to be legendary? You know what I mean? Like, oh, no one could ever touch this team.
I mean,
I'll
I think
also
there was
tell
like
you-
a lot of there were, I can't remember the numbers of it, and I know like that they scored in a way that like we haven't had anyone those kind of records. But the closeness of that game made me feel so sick because it felt like such a lot going into it that I
100%.
couldn't believe that. I was like, hey, this is a great game, but I'm not having fun because I'm in a state
No.
of terror, and any minute we could blow this. I was terrified.
What's the worst team in history? That is the New England Patriots. The year that they went undefeated.
Yeah.
Easily were going to become the greatest team of all time. And lost by a helmet catch. And you never should have been in that position.
Eli.
Eli was, part of it, but also so was that fucking defense, Chris. I know you don't believe in defenses, but I mean, they stopped the Patriots that year.
And then that's also this thing. It's like, and you remember like the conversation about that Super Bowl was like, this is bullshit. The better team didn't win, and you're like, that's not how this goes.
That's
The
not how
better
it
team
goes.
did win because they won the game. Like,
Yes.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. That's why I hate the judge sports, like the skating and the fucking parallel bar. Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Who cares what these three fucking idiot thinks? I have my own opinion back here. That's a 10.0.
Now, did we win a ton of gold? And I think we did come in second in the overall like medal
Yes.
count. The U.S. We did great for Winter Olympics for us, but there's a gold that I feel so cheated on, and that was chalk and baits. To the point that people are like, investigate the French judge. You know, like there's like a judge from like several different countries. Dude. They were like, this doesn't make sense. This judge had tanked their score so bad when everyone else's was so high. It cost them the gold that people were like, something's going on with the chalk and baits. Like Look, they got screwed.
I grew up with that with the USSR, right? So they had all these satellite things, East Germany, all these little fucking things that would vote against the United States or vote against England or vote against anyone that wasn't the USSR. And you're just like, this is too fucking frustrating to sit here and act like it's a sport. It's not.
Yeah. It's also, I want to say this. I saw several different people being like, it's really fun not having Russia in the Winter Olympics because just like the general lack of like controversy, scandal, doping, cheating nonstop, right? Doping. So it was great to not have that element. And I think it was a very successful host city situation. Like everybody seemed pretty happy with the vibe, the accommodations.
Here's the thing. Earl had told me this, and I get it. He had a big problem with the lack of people of color in the Winter Olympics.
It is a bit lily white. I mean, the winter sports are. But we did have our first ever, I want to say first ever black woman competing for the U.S. in hockey, but I think it's first ever black person competing on the team, and she won gold with her team.
I know, but I feel like that's an insult that we're still giving out first at this fucking place and time. Right. And I'm not going to take... Look, I get where Jamie Foxx is coming from with those BAFTAs last night, where this guy yells out the N-bomb at Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, and then Alan Cummings comes out and explains it away. Like, hey, man, it's kind of cool to be a racist sometimes, you know? I don't know if he said that, but I got that vibe.
I'm gonna give you that, though, because yeah. So the here's the thing that I think is interesting. So the person has Tourette's is what I'm being told. I'm not going to say that for sure. This is what I'm hearing is the person who said it has Tourette's.
It's actually even a movie about Tourette's. So he has Tourette's. He stars in the Tourette's, and he beats Chalamet. And he, becomes the best actor in a movie I hadn't heard of. And how is he celebrating? Basically, running up on stage and slapping Chris Rock for the second time.
Yes. And here's what I've got to wonder, and I want to understand Tourette's better. So I'm not gonna assume either way. But I feel like Tourette's is you lack control. You like something pops into your head, and you say like the worst possible thing because you have no control of that. But they are your thoughts, correct or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they're your thoughts that you're worried what could be the worst possible thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If that's true, then we should excuse Chris Stanley for all the horrible things and inappropriate things. And no one does. So I'm going to help out everybody right here. Tourette's does not exist, okay? It's not a real thing. Stop calling it a disease. It's being inappropriate, and quite frankly, it's being racist. And this guy, and I am so happy that Jamie Foxx has stood up to say no such thing as Tourette's. I don't want to hear about it again.
Yeah, I'm calling. Like, you don't just pop that word up. You've heard the word somewhere. And you've heard it in the context. But here's the thing.
No, we've all heard the word.
But Earl, let me just help you. What if he yelled out, you have diarrhea? Or, you know what I mean? Or your breath smells like cum. They just yelled that out at these two guys. Your breath smells like cum.
Because I wouldn't have expected that one.
Yeah. I mean, I see Tourette's because, when you're walking around New York, you're bound to bump into somebody with it. But I always think to myself, it seems so freeing to just be able to yell out inappropriate stuff.
Whenever you want.
Yeah.
A friend of mine told me his worst ever movie going experience, and it was seeing The Lord of the Rings. And he said he was already really upset that like this person had dragged him to see The Lord of the Rings. It's not his genre. I'm sorry, Chris. Some people just don't like that genre. And so he sits down and immediately in the theater, he just hears fucking shit, fucking bitch, stupid fucking cunt. Da, da, da. It's happening like so loud. And someone is like, can you stop this? And then a voice from the darkness just goes, he has Tourette's. And he had to sit through the length of the movie, the length of like that 3-hour movie, while this guy just screamed cunt over and
should
over.
have watched from the pleasure of his home.
Well, here's what you do. If you have a crying baby, right? The baby doesn't know what it's doing, but you take them into the lobby for a while. Why wouldn't you pick up the guy with Tourette's, take him out into the lobby, you know?
It's true.
Mike in North Carolina.
Hey, yeah, I was just calling to talk about the World Baseball Classic coming up, and other time to root for America, I guess. We got 2 horses in the race. We got Puerto Rico, too, who they'll probably win it. And also, Chris got really quiet whenever y'all started talking about breath smelling like cum. So I don't know if that means.
Yeah, he did get really quiet because he felt called out.
Are you trying to imply my mouth is cummy?
Yes.
I think that's what the implication.
I don't even think he applied. You know what I mean? I think he stated. Yeah, the weird thing is, of course, baseball doesn't get the kind of heat for the World Baseball Classic.
How new is the World Baseball Classic? This has been going on for a while. I can't even.
Yeah, it's kind of been going on for a while. It's all fucking. The thing is, you can't put in all the pros because it takes place during that. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, it takes place.
Earl, you have an answer.
Yeah, it takes place during spring training, so a lot of players opt rather, get in the spring training shape, and some teams ban their players from playing in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, well, when you're paying these guys $30 million a year, you don't want to hear that they got hurt somewhere else other than what they do for a living.
It was fun, and I wanted to do it.
Yeah, it was fun. We get to flip the bat down there. Everybody's having a good time.
Yeah. Edwin Diaz, he lost the season playing in the World Baseball Classics. He's celebrating a win. He's jumping up and down, blows his knee out, and they had to carry him off the field.
Was he playing with the DR? Was that?
I think it was DR, and they won this. They won the game.
Yeah,
and
they celebrate a lot more. That's different stuff. They're almost the Savannah Bananas. That's how much fucking fun they're having.
That's fun.
Which I hate the fact that people don't like baseball anymore, but they love the Savannah Bananas. They fucking go crazy for them. Mm-hmm. Let's go over here to Brian, North Carolina. Brian.
So going back to the Kash Patel thing, and this is something that seems to run deep through the entire Trump administration all the way up to Trump himself. They're all like, they have this celebrity obsession thing. They're all like kind of star fuckers, and they're trying to get the rub off of these celebrities or athletes that people don't hate. They're
here's
trying
the
to get
thing. Yeah. Kash Patel is an influencer first. I mean, he really wants to get. I mean, his thing went viral as fuck. It really did. Imagine me fucking pounding beers with the fucking gold medal winners. But yeah, there is a little bit of jock sniffing that takes place. They can't do much rock sniffing, so. But yeah, I would. No offense to anybody, I get it. But we're always talking about taking politics out of sports. And who's showing up in sports? Politicians.
Yeah, true.
And you really should be talking about these folks, both the men's and women's team, were just great stories.
Yeah.
I mean, phenomenal stories. That thing of, I forget the girl's name, I'm sure you'll remember, Gail, but with her brothers crying and yelling at her, like, we're so fucking proud of you. This is the best day of our lives. And, like, to see that love, and then you see the pictures before where her brothers were just, like, playing with her when she was a little girl and checking her and, making her grow up to be a little toughie. I mean, it just kills you.
Yeah.
It just kills you to think, like, should I have gotten Gail out there on the ice?
know.
Should I have checked her into the boards?
Yes. I feel like I could have had potential. And I don't know. It doesn't seem to be a sport that it's a big deal if you're short, right? I mean, some
Well, here's
sports
the thing.
you can't be
One
short.
of the reasons that you're short is you never stop smoking cigarettes.
Yes.
So if I would have got you off the stoop, you know what I mean?
I stunted my
And
growth
onto the
so
ice.
young. So young.
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what sport it is, okay? You can be short.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
We can. We
Look
can
at
be
Kevin
short.
Hart. He's way too short to be a comedian.
But yeah, those brothers were so great because leading up to the Olympics, all through the games, they would dress up crazy, put on a big act for them, do all these funny videos to support their sister. And then they're like, you guys won't believe the final look that we're going to do. We're going to do something crazy. And it was just them wearing her jersey. And they're like, this game is about her. It's all about her. So then when she won, oh my God, I could cry. She
I know.
skates over to them. She's draped in the flag. And these brothers are just bawling.
Yeah.
Crying. And I don't know if her dad wasn't there for the whole thing, but she was so surprised. They were like, Dad's here. And she was like, oh my God. And she was losing her mind. It was so goddamn sweet. It was so sweet.
I mean, she was literally in shock too. Like she hadn't even fully taken in that we won this and we're the
Right.
champions, And then she's looking at her family, and she's just almost not being able to express herself. While they're screaming, she's just like,
Yeah.
"I love you guys.
Yeah,
I love
she
you
did.
guys."
It was so sweet. Oh my God. I just I loved following that team so much. I had so much fun with the U.S. women's hockey.
Yeah, it was great. It was so much fun. That's the thing about it is you don't know I'm coming in, and then within a week or two you're like, I'm living and dying with you guys.
I'm slamming beers like Cash Patel. I worked so hard for this win. I never gave up hope.
Abby wrote to us about Tourette's. Have you heard about the show Balin Out Loud? It's a young girl with Tourette's. She yells out stuff like Joe Biden sucks, donkey dick. You know what? My uncle says the same thing, and yet we don't say
He
that
gets
he has
judged.
Tourette's.
He doesn't have a reality show. This is bullshit.
There's a girl I followed for years on TikTok who has Tourette's, and her big trigger seems to be bald people. Like if she's she's just like, you're bald. Like she can't not bring up if someone's
Right.
bald. And to me, I'm like, yeah, this is it's embarrassing and she doesn't want to say it, but she does think it. Like she sees a person,
Constantly,
she's
apparently.
like, there's a bald head. That's a bald ass head. And
But
she can't
that's
not-
the thing. Can we don't normally judge people on their thoughts. You know what I mean?
Right.
If people could read my thoughts, they'd probably be like, fuck you, dude. You know what I mean? Where do you get off?
They'd be like, that is filth. And why are you thinking about that right now? You're in a grocery store.
Right. You're thinking about my wife that way, you son of a bitch.
I can't help it. I have Tourette's. It's in my brain, though.
I used to
Tourette's
play a lot of Magic the
isn't real.
Gathering with a guy who had Tourette's, and he would yell out "cock" all the time.
Yeah, because
There
he's
was,
thinking about cock. That's why.
There was a homeless guy that we used to call I think we used to call him the bad dog of Lexington Avenue because he would be barking at you and sometimes
Yeah.
trying to bite. And then we were told it was Tourette's. And then he had a sickly dog, and Fez went over to feed his dog.
Oh,
and
no.
the dog bit Fez on the hand. It was like, and then I tried to convince Fez that he had rabies. I go, you got fucking rabies, dude. You got to go get those shots across your belly.
Here's the thing. Why would you do that? That dog is owned by another bad dog.
I know.
It doesn't even have a human to train it or capture it.
But yeah, it's just acting the only way that its dog daddy taught him to act.
The best is the locals would be like just kind of used to his shit, which was very funny. They're like, "Can you not today?"
I'm going through a lot of shit right now, dog man.
I'm coming back from Christini's. I got my hands full. Stop barking at me.
It was always fun to see somebody who didn't know him like jump. You know what I mean? Like, oh, bad dog.
He was very scary.
Now, Chris Stanley told me, and I wouldn't let him tell me anymore, that he has an opinion about cutlery. And I'm like, well, most people don't. So I do want to hear this. And Chris has been taking a lot of shit today for being semi-Tourette's.
Yes.
And, but you are more inappropriate.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing that's the interesting Tourette's connection is I'm not trying to be inappropriate. Like I'm not
But
trying
they aren't either. Like, they're not.
But what I'm saying is that this
I think
could be
that's
some
okay.
But
proof to Ron
that's
Steer.
so it's the same thing. Now,
Yeah.
here's the thing that I will tell you. One time, and Chris, this is many, many years ago, and Gail, your aunt is in the studio, comes in with your mom, and Chris is looking at porn on his, and everybody else could see it. And then when I started to say about it, he took the mouse, so the little arrow was going right at the vagina, and said, "I'm just looking at this." Now, if
Why the fuck would you do that, dude?
I don't know.
I'm not even saying that people can't look at it. It's just like, why would you put yourself in a position that other people would see this? And then
Yeah.
why don't you have shame? Like, I don't want people to see my history either. But like,
I don't know. It's
I wouldn't be
normal, I
like,
guess.
here's what I've been looking at, guys.
Check it out.
All right, what did you want to discuss?
Go
today,
ahead.
Chris?
Is it time to remove the butter knife from the core four of utensils? Your general utensil layout,
Well,
meaning
first of all,
obviously
give us your core four.
there's the fork, there's the spoon, there's the butter knife, and then there's the serrated knife, the sharper knife, or
Right.
let's say
Now-
paring slash steak knife.
Now,
Okay.
here's the interesting thing to me that you say, "Is it time?" As if something has changed in the art of you.
We've evolved as a society, and we need to
Yeah.
take a look at the butter knife.
Now, unlike the other core four members that you brought up,
Yeah.
the butter knife literally has the name of what it's supposed to do.
Yes.
We don't say stabbing fork, you know, and we don't say scooping spoon, but we will say butter knife.
Right.
So, what has changed in the art of the world these times that we're living in?
In 2026, I don't think people are buttering shit like they used to. and
Oh,
I
we're
don't think-
Sure they
buttering,
are.
Chris. What are you talking about? First of all, I'm a mother of two. The sandwiches I have to make on a daily
Yes.
basis, I need a spreadable tool, something that I don't want a stabby sharp knife to do and then ruin said bread. Kids are very particular. If you're handing a child a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that's just been decimated by a sharp knife and there's little crumbs everywhere, they're going to be like, "I can't possibly eat this. What are you handing me?"
This is what you do, and this is what I found, and I've applied in my own life.
Spoon.
The back of that spoon is a spreader
Right.
like you've never even seen.
I've seen it in the butter knife. What do you mean?
The butter knife needs to be fucking 86 out of all of our.
I knew you were going to
own-
say spoon. You know why? It's a fucking guy who doesn't care how he's living his life, and he doesn't want to wash two different utensils.
And by the
efficiency.
way, Chris, we can be creative with all of our cutlery, right? We could be eating ice cream with forks, but we don't, right?
Right.
Because there is a more efficient way to do it. Could you do it? Sure. But we have a
Also-
butter knife for a reason.
Remember, Chris, butter knife is the way we introduce knives to children. Like, here
Yes.
is your first knife.
Yes.
And guess what? Your only knife for quite some time.
For a while.
Okay, I'll accept that. But as
Good.
as you are no longer a child, there is no need for said butter knife.
There is a
No
need,
one's
and I
using
just
a butter
said
knife.
it.
It's barely used. The fork and the spoon and the serrated knife, it blows the fucking butter knife out of the water. The butter. We need to abandon the childish things in our lives.
All right, let's get into the other knife that you're talking about, the sharp knife. How often do you use that one? One, steak. There's not another food on your plate that's difficult to cut.
Very good point, right? So that's
Thank you.
also on the precipice because most meals.
Like we're going down to
most-
two. You're on the bubble, dude. You're about to get fucking dropped, just like your friend Butter. Why would that be the case?
Most proteins you can just fucking you can fork it up. You can fork it up. You can fork that thing. The fucking butter knife needs to go. The again, chicken, maybe a pork chop, a piece of steak.
With a chicken on the bone, I'm gonna need that serrated knife too.
And it's not
most
out
of the
yet.
time with the chicken, you can scrape it off the bone with your fork.
That's true.
But
See? Fork.
Chrissy, but here's the thing. No one's stopping you from getting rid of your butter knives, okay?
I'm there,
Why
man.
are you trying to force the rest of
Yes.
us?
Why are you trying to break up our own personal Fantastic Four that we have?
All right.
It's a 4-4.
We have a correction. I'm sorry to stop this great conversation. Pierre in Virginia. Pierre, go ahead, buddy.
Afternoon, buddies. How y'all?
Hey.
Good.
Edwin Diaz is Puerto Rican.
Oh,
He's
All
not
right.
from the Dominican.
Earl?
Also, Chris, you're talking about trying to use a spoon to spread something in. A fork spreads jelly better than a spoon. I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
No, I don't know what
You
you're
got me
talking
all kind of mad, and I love you, Chris.
All right.
I love you.
Pierre.
The back
You're
of the spoon's
upsetting
better.
Pierre, Chris.
Pierre, here's the thing. We owe you. You've got two fucking things that pissed you off within minutes. Earl didn't understand anything about Edward Diaz.
No.
And then Chris not understanding the magic of a spreadable fork.
You guys,
You got
you
pretty
guys
good
just sent
prize
me.
fund.
You said, whoa! You can do
Yeah.
that if you want. I got the water bottle from y'all last week.
Well,
you know what?
we're
I've been
gonna give
trying
you
to win
something
pretty
else.
good prizes for years, and I appreciate you so much, and I love you. But I find it funny that Earl, who will call everyone a racist, confuses a Puerto Rican with a man from the Dominican
It's
Republic.
very, very true.
That
Earl.
maybe a formal apology is actually
Why-
not just.
Why does your racism only apply to black people and not to brown people?
Yes.
I got my islands mixed up, and I mean it's an honest
Oh
mistake.
God. Earl.
No,
I feel
it
like
isn't an
that's-
island.
It's already
First of
dismissing
all,
it in a way.
The DR is not an island. It shares an island. Okay? That's a big fucking problem. 2, give him a signed butter knife and let him know that we will never do anything to break up the core 4.
We have to, man. And this is what occurred to me. I'm making dinner, and I realized I'd never bust out a fucking butter knife for my dinner. It's straight spoon or fork. There's no need, and I'm at restaurants.
Okay, but here's the thing. At dinner, for the most part, when you go out to a restaurant, the reason the butter knife is there is usually to butter bread that they serve at the table.
Yes,
Now,
100%.
when you're making a meal for your family, oftentimes you're not putting out warm rolls beforehand. So most of the time, anything that needs to be buttered shall be buttered ahead of time. So that's why you don't really need it all the time at the dinner table. But that's why it's used in restaurants. It's for the buttering of the bread.
You know what you can do? You can just stick the fork into the pat of butter and then scrape onto the
What if-
dinner roll.
What if people are watching you act like you fucking Punch the Monkey, just sitting there fucking...
I'll punch the heart of a champion. I would say that if Winter Olympics was my number one obsession over the last week, then Punch the Monkey is number 2. Well, let's be honest. Heated rivalry number 1, then Olympics, then Punch the Monkey. But Punch the Monkey ripped my heart out of my chest. So anyone who doesn't know the backstory, there's a little monkey who lives in Japan in a zoo. And this monkey gets orphaned by his mother. His mother rejects him. And then on top of that, the other adult monkeys reject him. Not only reject him, bully him, beat him up, throw him around, hit him. And so the zookeepers and vets come up with the idea of, why don't we give Punch this stuffed monkey to stand in place of his mother? And Punch takes this monkey around, this little stuffy that's bigger than him, drags it around the enclosure, cuddles it after getting beaten up. I mean, just kill me now. Just kill me.
Well, let me just say this, Gail. So the mother rejects him.
Yes.
The other society
Yes.
attacks him. What are we missing? What kind of asshole is
No,
Punch
he's just
that
a baby.
everybody is doing this?
He's just a baby. Oh my God, it's so sad. But here's the thing. So over the weekend, they're like, this is great news. An adult monkey, a female, has kind of adopted him and has been letting him cuddle her, and she'll hold him and stuff. But here's the thing. I only saw one picture, and I'm starting to think this zoo is like trying to do a little damage control. Like
100%.
I want full updates, because people are getting mad. They're like, why? Like, people were getting so weird about the other monkeys that they're like, why
Right.
aren't you beating these other monkeys? Like, people wanted those monkeys to be punished and hurt for hurting little baby Punch.
In the meantime, we can't get them to pay attention to the Epstein victims, but they're all worried about Punch the monkey. Here's Bart in Tennessee who wants to back Chris Stanley up 100%.
Finally.
Chris is a Neanderthal. We all know that, but
Right.
you're supposed to use your you use your knife and you hold it in your hand and it puts food on your fork. And only an animal would cut food with the side of a fork.
Right.
An
This is
animal
true.
wouldn't do that, because guess what? An animal can't hold a fucking fork. How about
I
that
will say
shit?
this, Chris, in many of the European countries, many in the
100%.
UK, will use the butter knife, even if not for buttering, but in order to kind of skewer things onto the fork, and then they flip that fork around and eat it. So they're just holding the knife the whole time.
They snowplow it. You
Yes.
know what I mean? They move it in and
Yes.
pick it up that way. As a matter of fact, the whole world eats that way,
Yeah.
but us, including Canada, the team that we just beat twice.
I had no idea that they did this.
Yeah. I know, because I was watching one of those Christmas movies that we did this year, and everybody was eating that way. Even though it wasn't supposed to be in Canada, the Canadians were eating that way, European style.
Bad direction.
Cameron in Rochester wants to kind of wake Chris Stanley up a little bit.
Well, technically, there's three knives, because there's the butter knife. That's that weird little knife that everybody throws in the back of the drawer that's shorter than all the rest, that
Yeah.
you're actually supposed to scoop the butter out of the package. And then there's the regular knife, and then there's the serrated knife that I would just call the steak knife.
Yeah.
So
Steak knife is the
technically,
name
like,
of it. Yeah.
yeah, so I would get rid of the butter knife, because nobody uses that, because it's in the back of their drawer.
He's talking about
but
the real
that's-
little one, like almost like a
little tiny-
But that's
fancy
that little
girl's
guy,
knife.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you
But-
used to pry a drawer open with,
No.
or do something like that.
It's a
But
screwdriver.
let me tell you about the knife that you talk about, a steak knife. I don't like those knives as much. I'd rather have a good sharp knife, so I'm not ripping at my meat,
Yeah.
but I'm slicing it like a
True.
surgeon or
Yes.
a serial killer. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
That's a paring knife.
You know what? And I know that also, since we're talking about outside of the core four essentials, really, in truth, I feel like we're in two separate categories with spoon, because a table versus a tea is a very big difference. And I'm very particular. I often don't enjoy a tablespoon, even when something calls for a tablespoon, like a soup. I actually prefer a teaspoon to a tablespoon in most circumstances.
A tablespoon is too big.
It's too big, and I know
Right?
I'm really giving myself away. It's
Yeah.
a neurodivergent thing, but I find it to be a little offensive. But I do need it for like scooping things out. Like, you don't want to sit there and scoop things out with a teaspoon, like out of like,
Right.
a larger container. I do use them, but I'd prefer not to use it like to actually eat.
Have you ever seen people who like a big spoon to eat
Yes.
cereal so they can get even more cereal into their fucking death hole?
I hate it so much. I hate to see somebody use a shovel-sized spoon, especially for cereal. Like, it's so offensive with cereal.
Now, let me tell you something that's missing, and you'll only see it in old sports movies or maybe a cowboy movie, but that's the ladle, where you could go in
Yes.
and bring out like a cup of, let's say, punch or whatever, and
Yes.
pour it into your glass. So you're not constantly taking a big container and shoving
Does-
it in there.
Does anything look like it tastes better than like in an old cowboy movie when it's like they'd ladle out cold water and then drink it out of one of those little tin cups, and you're like, that shit looks cold as hell. It looks
Here's
so
what's
good.
weird though. Watch old football, and you'll see guys ladling. But you never see guys ladling when they're playing baseball or basketball. Why the lack of ladling in the other sports outside of football?
If
didn't
they
know they were
ladle
ladling.
Gatorade to everyone, I think the guys would be more. They had an official ladler. You know what I mean? Like that's a job.
Oh, you want
now.
them to ladle it into their mouths?
that or a cup.
Okay.
It's homoerotic the way you're explaining it, Chris. Andrew
Sports are gay.
in Florida wants to give Chris a piece of his mind.
Why?
Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey guys, so look, I'm out here driving in the country in North Central Florida for work, getting my Bennington time in. It's great, and I was going to call and talk about Tourette's until I heard Chris Stanley say probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Why? Why is that? The
And
stupidest thing?
I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming. Imagine if you're out on a date with somebody, and you see somebody just take a scoop of butter with their spoon and just start putting that on their bread.
I would lose my mind.
I
the
would say
dumbest
that's a
thing I've
smart
heard of.
lady.
And I've stood by Chris Stanley for years through all the allegations with children.
But there's no allegation.
Yes. But
Yes.
here's the
And-
thing. I would immediately call the maitre d' and say, look what's happening over there at this guy's table. He's disgusting.
Clearly an unstable man. So I just wanted to let you guys know. Just thanks,
No.
Chris. You ruined my drive.
But what did you want to bring up about Tourette's? I'm also interested in that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is an actual DSM-5, acknowledged thing. And, I get that, Earl is obvious, and rightfully so. I think, sensitive about racial issues and slurs and that kind of a thing. But, yeah, I mean, Gail is 100% spot on with, it is the involuntary tick, just the same way that people have facial tics and that kind of thing, where the default is the absolute worst possible thing. And two of my cousins actually have Tourette's, and it's really tough. I mean, it's debilitating, even like in their daily life. Like you said, going to church and bringing a crying child out. It's like that, where they feel like they can't be in certain social situations, and they'll exclude themselves from like play groups and that kind of thing. And it's it's definitely a very difficult thing for a lot of people to live with. I don't agree with the take, and neither does modern medicine and neuroscience. That
Here's the thing.
That's what's in
what
their
about
heart.
Jamie Foxx just taking this stand? Does it make it feel like he's got no empathy whatsoever?
Yeah, I think it's a bit reductive. I think it shows a lack of understanding, which a lot of people do have with Tourette's.
My girl.
And actually, the young woman that Gail mentioned, that's viral online and everything. She was actually on Sam Roberts' show last year. Yeah. And first of all, it was great, and she was kind of good at laughing at some of her own tics, but repeatedly calling Sam a bald bitch was hilarious.
Hilarious, and it's true.
I guess I was right. So that must have been Balin I was thinking of, because I know one of her biggest triggers is bald.
She's
bald
really
men.
cute too.
She's so
cute.
cute.
She's
and
really
funny.
adorable. But Earl, would you like to apologize for Jamie Foxx for what he said about a disease?
Look, I mean, obviously, I wasn't aware. I mean, I was ignorant. I mean, and I was defending a guy who was making.
So you're going the other way now. You're saying Jamie Foxx is bullying.
I'm saying that Jamie Foxx was incorrect, and this is obviously a medical condition.
This really surprises me. It really surprises me when I don't see Earl sticking up for black people. You know what I mean? First of all, he said it about Delroy and Michael B.
Yeah.
And they're like our classiest actors right now. You know what I mean?
They're so loved. They're so
elegant
loved.
and yet tough,
Very.
And for them to sit and hear racist remarks
Slurs.
in this day and age, and what Earl doesn't has dodged this same thing. The BBC, they took out people saying pro-Palestine stuff, and yet they left the M-bomb in as if this is appropriate. And Earl, I don't want you to be beaten down and making excuses for everybody. Are you working at the Hard Rock tonight?
I am not working at the Hard Rock tonight.
Well, here's what I was going to say. If you yelled out that kind of stuff at the Hard Rock, I think that you would lose your role as vibe manager and greeter. And just like Joe Louis was able to greet people when they came into a restaurant, you're a modern day Joe Louis. But one thing about Joe Louis is that he never turned on other African Americans.
Yeah.
And look, a lot of people are saying to me that my stand-up comments didn't age that well. I'm not going to let a small powdering of snow take away from the central fact that we can't panic every time they say a bomb cyclone is coming.
Yeah, and also, what are you, like, just 20 inches off? It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. What's 20 inches compared to the vastness of the universe?
It's nothing, Gil.
By the way, Lou, who's also very elegant, says she's never used a teaspoon for her cereal. She's never put that into her death hole, as you guys are referring to it. She uses a big scoop of a tablespoon.
No.
And she's getting enough Honeycrisp to fucking feed a small village.
I need the daintiest, and I'll be honest, I'd prefer a teaspoon for a soup as well. Okay? I said it. I like a dainty spoon that isn't going to just be offensive, just gag you. Like, ma'am, I'm just trying to have lunch.
A tablespoon looks so big in my little hands.
Yeah, I'm just a little baby. Like, I understand I'm not going to be a weirdo at a restaurant. They're going to hand you a tablespoon when you get your soup. I'm not going to be like, excuse me, do you have something teeny tiny for me? That's weird. But I'm just saying what I do at home. In the privacy of my own home, it's a preference of mine. Teaspoon over tablespoon every time. Every time.
You came up with a interesting thing saying the privacy of my own home, because I have 4 glass walls here. You know what I mean? And I'm basically putting on a show for people every day.
Yeah.
And do you want to see a reality show? Just stand out in front of my place, because it's all out there now. Now, Chris, you've given us a lot to think about.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's, I don't want to be like Chris. Here's Rob in Texas.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
What I got for a corollary to the spoon, I've got the fork and the salad fork. And my girlfriend's mother will always insist on a salad fork, even when we're not serving salad. She just insists on, I guess, what Gail would call the baby fork. What's up with that?
Now, here's the thing. If that was my mother-in-law, I would remove salad forks. She does it at her house, that's her deal. Yeah. But I don't want her coming to my house and trying to fucking eat spaghetti with a tiny little salad fork. I'll end up going fucking crazy.
I'm going to be honest. I, too, prefer a salad fork, or some people also refer to as dessert fork. It's a little lighter. It's slightly daintier. It's not crazy small, but it's like, a little, maybe half-inch shorter than the dinner fork, as it's known. And again, I'm not going to ask someone for the difference. I'm just telling you what I'm doing in my own home.
That's a huge spoon.
All right.
What?
Spoon Man has sent us a picture of a spoon that he could be shoveling the walkway with right now.
That's disgusting.
And by the way, if you think that this snowstorm wasn't formed by Big Shovel, who is making a fucking mint this year,
oh my God,
you're crazy.
Big Salt? Big Salt's killing me this year, by the way.
Oh my God, I've had to keep washing my fucking sneakers because they're soaked in salt.
It's so bad.
Earl Douglas, what would you rather be? Would you rather have Tourette's or be blind like Stevie Wonder?
I would go blind because I would
seriously.
I wouldn't feel comfortable just saying these random things that.
But you would be comfortable blind trying to feel your way through a fucking crowd in New York.
And, like, look, I know that you've shown a tremendous amount of growth over these last 50 minutes, and it was a shock. But you did start this off by saying that you blamed the person with Tourette's. And now it's just like, would you blame someone for being blind? Now you're admitting so much so that you'd rather have no eyesight than to live with this ailment.
That's a good point.
I mean, but my own brain would not be able to handle just like at any given moment saying something.
What do you think you would say? Like what do you think would be a trigger for you?
I think it's going to be honky. I think it's going to be cracker.
Yeah.
The words that when I would hear when I was a kid, I'd run home crying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mom, they called me a honky. And she'd go, why? And I go, because I guess I talk out of my nose like a honking
That's true.
sound.
Yeah.
And I go, they called you a cracker. And I go, why? Because the cracking of the whip of the Florida Cowboys.
No.
Now, yeah, I mean, that's interesting that you feel that way. Because I'm interested, you wouldn't say sexist things, Earl? You wouldn't say weight is race-related things?
Please no.
I mean, I knowing my brain, I would just say like awful things about everybody. I would
because you're
drop the
thinking
C-bomb.
You're
thinking awful
right?
things.
You're thinking awful things all the time.
Oh my
and here we thought of you as a swell guy.
I feel like mine would be more inappropriately complimentary. Like I might be saying sexual things, risque things. I might be thinking these things about strangers. Mine isn't evil. It's just inappropriate. That's all.
And Earl, you have an inner rage that could come out through Tourette's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had anger issues.
I think I'm with Jamie Foxx. I think this guy knew what he was saying, and he faked Tourette's for fucking years so he could get in there and just let it fly. And the BBC knew what was going on, and they were loving. And Alan Cummings, why do you act like you're so understanding that you could forgive someone else of a racial attack?
It doesn't seem like your place.
Now we know who the real traitor is.
Yes. This could, in all reality, be just a plant. You know what I mean? Because no one's heard of this movie before these comments.
I think that's why. Wait, it was nominated, is what I'm hearing, though.
It was nominated, and it won.
Yeah.
And then this guy, did he go up and give a speech afterward? First of all, I don't even believe in the BAFTAs. What are you talking about? Just fucking wait for the Oscars like everybody else.
Britain is fucking just riding our jock. You know what I mean? Like the Academy is an American
organization. You're not helping with this. I mean, now you're doing anti-English stuff.
You know what? You know how I asked Earl, like, what do you think that your triggers would be? What would be the embarrassing things? Notice how I didn't ask Chris because he says what he thinks, and I already know what he thinks. He displays it for me daily.
Ezra's calling. He wants to back Earl up if he can, and wow. Go ahead, Ezra.
What's up, buddies?
Hey.
I wasn't going to call, but I have to ask Earl this question. Earl, do you remember a few times you've been upset with a few black men, black celebrities, and you would go into this bit about these, and then you would admit that you have called them the N-word. Melanie has called you out on it, and you would, I loathe it. I loathe it.
I do.
But you would always refer to them when you're angry as acting like N's.
Right. He would say N nonsense. He says, I'm getting tired of N nonsense.
And also, sometimes in your, like, trying to find the word, you would use another word that is similar to that word as, like, a kind of placeholder that still makes us all very uncomfortable. Let's just say it's an old-timey word.
Yes.
And so, like, that was your placeholder for saying the big one. And it never made any of us feel good. We all felt a little uneasy about it.
Can I just say this? I do think Earl has Tourette's, and I think we should be more understanding of his Tourette's.
No, yeah, I've used a word that I want, but I'm using it in the context of what I always found offensive about the word, and it basically describes wretchedness and just awful. And that's the context.
Which one?
The N word is basically describing wretchedness. That's what, I grew up on that. And just that was always a description of it. It was just like someone, and I've heard this from black people, and black people describe other black people.
What about rappers who use it as a positive or just like as an adjective? Quite often an adverb and a noun.
Yeah, I've always had issues with that because I'm like, do you even know what the word? They were like, well, we're trying to reclaim the word. I'm like, no, you're not reclaiming. You're bringing it back to where. Now, in context, when white fans become fans of your work, they say the word just very liberally and just kind of openly. And you're like,
liberals do talk that way. You're right. That's what I like. Yeah. Springsteen will say that.
Yeah. True.
So I've always had issues with the word, and then when I'm guilty of using the word in a certain context, though. That's when I use that word.
Yeah.
I thought you... Yeah, but it's weird because I've also heard you say, I never use the word. I've also heard you make that statement that, like...
That's the Tourette's talking.
Okay, that's a different type where it's like, you come off more appropriate than you are.
No, but I've never used it like, hey, my N-word. Okay. I never use it in that... Like, I know guys, it's every other word. Like, yo, my...
You know who did that? Guys? Prince Andrew.
What?
No. Look at him now.
Prince Andrew was always, like when he was on Epstein Island, that's the way he would refer to some of the underage people.
Oh, God.
He'd like, bring me that.
Oh,
and
God.
Would say, yeah. Now, you saw the thing with Prince Edward and him being pulled out in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, the picture where he looked like a pet
and
Terminator.
A lot of people, and then even Trump said, I feel so bad for him. And...
Right.
But here's what I think. I think there's a very good chance that this is theater. That it's just that royal family who's been nothing but fucking jive for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Going, you need to be paraded around a little bit. Don't worry. This is going nowhere.
Oh, God.
But we've got to cool the jets on these fucking bean eaters. You know what I mean? These fucking stupid bean eaters that all could use a lime. And I think there's a very good chance that it's just bullshit. Because he's in this kind of trouble.
Now, this is where I get confused. And I get confused about everything related to the Epstein files with this, but let's just take a look at this particular case. We've got things on here that he's accused of that are horrifying, some of which are so horrifying that it's like out of a horror movie it gets so bad.
Right.
But this is particular to almost like more like treason charges, having information and secrets and then sharing those with outside people and foreign entities.
Epstein.
Yes. So I'm just curious, like, and I've heard people break this down, like, should this go down to, like, the highest extent of the law? This is something that you could even get life for if found guilty with X amount of charges. But I'm just curious, like, why is this the thing and not some of these other things that seem so deeply terrifying that don't necessarily involve, like, government or, like, that actually involve victims that are children and women?
Well, so the exact charge he was hit with was suspicion of misconduct in public office. And obviously this came out after the emails, and also, but the misconduct is from the emails just as much as all of the shit with kids is from the emails. Because as soon as they bagged him up, they also released an email saying that, Andrew was there this is from a young girl's testimony. Andrew was there, and they had a shock collar around my neck. Like, really horrible shit.
Yeah.
So, obviously, like, there was a team of people telling Charles what to do. And so, this team of people, like, let's go with the suspicion of misconduct in public office. Let's not besmirch the crown too much. Because also, they apparently, because Ghislaine was the key to Andrew, and apparently, according to the emails, Andrew was the one who opened up the floodgates for, like, I don't know, at least on the British side, all of the other British royals and bankers and shit.
Right. But Chris is very deep down. I don't know whether you know this, Gail, but he stayed with it so hard. And he's actually getting into more of the cannibalism talk and torture. And, I mean, it's just so crazy. And the FBI, I mean, they've been partying with the hockey team, but
sure.
Here's what surprises me most of all around the Epstein files, right? All we're getting is emails.
Yeah.
We're not getting a file that said, I'm Agent Johnson. I've been following this fucking case, and I was told to stop, even though I believe that there's things there. We're not getting one iota of that. How many of those things are there of just good FBI workers doing their job, and we're told this isn't going any further, and you have to put that into the file?
Yeah, I mean, look, the vast majority of the files haven't been released. I mean, there's terabytes and terabytes of information. 3 million emails is not a lot of, like, technically information, right? Like, if you're going to measure, like, terabytes, megabytes, it's not a lot.
Well, but if you include the UFO stuff and now the OJ stuff, I think there's a lot of stuff that's been dumped on us. Plenty. Almost like the dusting of snow that we've had in the Northeast that has been just shocking. All right, why don't we take a very nice little break here. I'll let Earl get a chance to figure out his own actual opinions that seem to be bouncing around. Bennington.
Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show! Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show!
Bennington is back. During the break, I had a little look out the window. It's still a little blizzardy out there.
Yeah, that's the surprising thing is, like, a lot of the news is acting like last night, but the fact that this thing is still pushing its way through.
Yeah.
And I saw at one point that 90% of New Jersey was going to be covered with this, ridiculous amount of snow. And then you're like, you see New York, you see in Connecticut, Long Island. You're like, how much snow is there that it can be this big over such a huge area?
That's a lot of kind of frozy water that you've been holding out there. That's really...
Even if it was just water, even if it was just like rain, you're like, that's a lot. Now, here's the thing. The weatherman said that it is actually more dangerous now to be in the snow than it is to live in Mexico today.
Yeah.
That you'd be better off having freaked out coke dealers just fucking shooting bazookas into buildings than you are dealing with this kind of nothing is moving right now.
Yeah. It's really...
And I don't know what's gotten the most amount of snow, like who's going to be the king of we got, X amount. But a lot of people are saying Staten Island.
Really?
Yeah, it's possible. I also was just like early in the morning, and obviously a lot of change since I saw that kind of like Coney Island was really high on the totals because you're looking at anything that's going to be like on the water. Like this wind is so intense. So, yeah, I don't know who will come out king of the 2026 blizzard, but...
I do think somebody should be able to get in there and dig out the sideshow freaks. A lot of them are not able to do a lot of the digging on their own.
True.
I'd still want to get on the Cyclone during the bomb cyclone. I think it would be the most exciting ride ever.
Especially when you dip down low and you actually go under the snow.
Yes.
So you're going to be like up at the peak looking down. You're like, we're definitely going under.
We're going right underneath the snow. We better be good.
And you're right about the sideshow people, because piercings get very cold in the winter. It's a piece of metal. So if you have a lot of facial piercing, nipple piercings or otherwise, those are going to be very cold. So think, please, of the sideshow folks today.
They should make warming, warming piercings.
What, Chris?
Why would we come up with a business idea out of this? Just curious. Why are you seeing dollar signs in your eyes? Just because I said piercings are cold. Metal is cold. And you went, how can I profit off this?
But, all right, metal is cold, but it gets warm quick. So if they put like a copper wire in it.
That's not the thing. What we're talking about is the snow, not so much the piercing. By the way, Sickwith had sent us these pictures of him shoveling, and it looks like, to me, this looks closer to 3 feet of snow than even 2 feet.
Oh my God!
Jeez, that's really intense.
Yeah, it is. This is probably going to be New York's snowiest winter. I mean, we started in November, and it's still. This is the biggest snow of the year. God damn it! Spring training has started.
Oh yeah,
it's
spring
happening.
training. So that Vito was down Port St. Lucie. I think that's where they still are. I'm not sure with him. All those teams have moved around. But with his baby doing spring training, and now that baby is back in Queens. Just all. How's the baby going to understand one day it's 80 degrees, the next day, we're getting 2 feet of snow?
Okay, it's interesting that you said that because...
Thanks.
So we were in the city on Saturday and had my kids there. And Saturday, it's crazy to say this, was a beautiful day in terms of winter.
Lovely day.
It was very nice. It was sunny. It was warm enough that you're in your winter coat, but you feel comfortable. And so it caused a lot of confusion because we got home next day. We're looking at a blizzard, whatever. And she's like, it must be nice to live in the city because it's summer there. It's winter here. And we just went to the city on a nice day.
That's
We're in the
so
same
cute.
weather pattern. She thought she had taken a tropical trip to a place where they don't get the kind of snow we do.
No. Here's something that I saw yesterday. Bobcat Goldthwait opened up for Michael Shannon and his band. And I don't think anyone in history has pulled off what Michael Shannon has, where he's basically got an REM cover band that even REM has shown up to.
Yeah.
And people are just applauding this. And it's hard to believe because Michael Shannon has never played. I saw somebody put up, he's never played a good guy in his life, which I would disagree with. Because I think you have to go to Groundhog Day, his first role. But he's now playing Michael Stipe, a literal sweetheart of a person. And people are accepting it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is really kind of interesting, right? Like he does have an innate darkness about him, but I don't think that that's like his actual person. He's just able to give that. But Stipe is a little angel boy.
He is. Now, Chris and I dealt with him when he did Boardwalk Empire, and we brought him in and let him use our facilities to record. He had a band. And we were like, yeah, you can do anything you want. You come here. Because we just wanted to meet the guy from Boardwalk Empire. We didn't even know him from anywhere else. And we thought, how funny. You're in this big TV show, and you're trying to get your band going.
Yes. I remember seeing the tour. It was a tour of bars. It wasn't like a tour.
Right.
And I remember talking to his the lady that worked at the bar that was running the tour, and that was who I went through to get Michael Shannon and the whole band.
But here's the thing: instead of saying the promoter, the producer, he says the lady who was doing
yes.
this.
So
He's got his own. His Tourette's are almost as much as bad as Earl's, where they're both misogynistic.
I
love
feel
women.
like you would have been right at home in that locker room with Cash, wouldn't you?
No, I would have said, "Cash me outside." How about that?
Can I tell you this? I think you would have been just as happy, drunk as hell at the BAFTAs, yelling shit at Michael B. Jordan.
No.
I would not have yelled slurs. I would have yelled "woo" or "good work."
By the way, Michael B. Jordan's dad, Michael Jordan, taking a lot of shit over playing grab ass with that little boy
Yeah.
after the big NASCAR win. I got it because I'm from a different time, and it was very surprising to me to see people as angry as I've ever seen them at Michael
Freaked
Jordan.
out.
Yeah, people were losing it. Really freaked out. And I felt like watching the video, like I certainly can't give an excuse for it. But I like watching the reaction was intense. I mean, people were like, this is a monster at work.
All right, here's the thing about Mike Jordan. I call him Mike because I want to be like Mike. My biggest problem with him, he's a gunner. He chucks, okay? He's never taken any fucking shit for that.
Never.
Guess what? Somebody else might be open, Mr. Last Shot.
He just believes in himself, man. Like almost.
Does he? Does he believe in himself so much that he gambled his way out of fucking basketball for 2 years? And now he's grab-assing with a little kid?
Yeah.
And that's fucking fun for you?
It's not.
Also, I don't think most people realize this. The kid that got the winning goal for the American hockey team.
Yes.
From New Jersey, Jewish kid.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing in 1980. The winning goal came from a Jewish kid in 1980.
Oh, that's
yeah,
crazy.
Woody Allen. Woody Allen is, and
I
like
didn't
no
know
one
that.
gives. Yeah, and I think it was the first shot that he took the entire fucking Olympics.
That's wild. He loves that puck.
I feel like people were, because like there was two there's two sets of, what do you mean by that, Chris? There are two sets of brothers on that team, and the
Black
Hughes
guys?
brothers were, no, that's
The Hughes brothers are black guys. I've had them on the show.
But yeah, Jack Hughes, I think it's Jack Hughes is his name,
Yeah.
is the one who scored the winning goal. And he's also the one who got his teeth completely destroyed
Right.
earlier in the game. So the dramatic nature of that. And also everybody, it was like, you know, just like how there's like a million like little funny stories that people will follow
Sure.
with the Winter Olympics. One of it was about his brother. I think Quinn Hughes is his name.
Quinn.
And their obsession is that they said that Quinn Hughes sees ghosts because he is constantly seen sitting disassociating, and he looks like he's terrified, and he sees dead people all the time. Like everyone's having fun and like laughing around him, and he's just like staring off in the distance looking terrified.
That is terrible. That's an awful thing to be afflicted with.
Yes.
No wonder that he's yelling out the N-word.
That's probably why.
Do I have two stories mixed up? I'm not sure where I am with this. But this is also interesting about the name Hughes. All right, the Hughes brothers are Jewish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Opie Hughes is Catholic.
Yes.
Normally, when you have a family name, it stays with whatever the religious thing.
Yeah.
My grandmother, on my dad's side, also a Hughes.
Yeah.
Really?
I threw that
Yeah.
out too. I was like, it's a family name for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very strange. Like, it just seems like you could go anywhere you want if you're a Hughes. You could be black. You could be Irish Catholic. You could be Jewish.
You could
How?
do anything.
How does this happen?
And I'm going to be honest, I think it's a great last name. It's just like a good sounding last name. And I've known a few Hugheses in my life that have only gone by Hughes. Like, I don't know their first names. I never knew their
Right.
first names. Like, that was just Hughes. That's who they are.
All right, Deb is giving us an update that their mom is Jewish, their dad is not.
Ah.
Which
Crack
makes
the
you
code.
Jewish.
their dad, Elmo Hughes, is not Jewish.
Elmo,
huh? Well, we're the kings of hockey, and now we're the kings of snow. You know what I mean?
And queens.
I just can't take it. And queens. Kings and queens. You're 100% correct.
It's true. We rule the ice.
By the way, I saw this thing about Earl's neighborhood in Queens, that more nationalities are represented in Queens than anywhere on the planet Earth. And hardcore, not like, oh, I have this background. No, the people actually live there.
Yeah. It's like the most wild. And it's crazy because New York City is an incredibly diverse place, right? Like
Yes.
as a whole. That there isn't a borough that you're not going to see a tremendous amount of diversity. And yet, Queens by far. Like, it's so fascinating that it's just a borough of, it's a small world after all. Like,
It's
that's what it is.
affordable.
Yeah.
It's affordable. It's huge. It's gigantic, Queens.
Hughes?
Yeah, it's too big. Use. It's use. While we were off, Eric Dane and Robert Duvall both passed away. Eric Dane, I don't even know if I followed him at all while he was alive.
Well, I followed him as McSteamy. And so I
In what?
That is in the doctor show. It's
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. So
that's why I didn't know him.
yeah. So I think it had only been a year when he had been like diagnosed and like came out about it. It was like he came out about it pretty soon after because it was pretty rapid decline situation. But it's such a heartbreaking story. It just I was so sad. I was so sad to hear it.
Sure. And Duvall,
I mean,
or
legend.
the way we say it in Jacksonville, Duvall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a true legend.
Maybe our greatest mean actor. You know what I mean? Just a mean guy.
Cruel.
Earl said he wanted to say something about Mr. Robert Duvall.
Yeah, if you had to introduce someone completely unaware of his work, what would be the one movie you would recommend?
Okay. Who is this person that doesn't see
I wouldn't be
any
friends
movie?
with them.
I would say you probably don't understand movies even slightly. If you watched movies and say, I've never seen Robert Duvall in a movie.
I mean, there's people who might not be, let's say if it's like a young person. Let's say like, a kid. And the kid is like, hey, I'm interested
My
in...
children have seen every single Robert Duvall film. I made sure of it.
And have been quizzed on it by their grandfather. So what you're trying to say is what's your favorite Robert Duvall movie?
Yeah, like
Right?
it would be a definitive Robert Duvall movie because it's tough because there's certain movies he's not in it very long. Of
course.
Like I Love Apocalypse Now, he's in it 10 minutes. But
Yeah, but it's 10 minutes where he's holding the screen. It may be his most famous fucking part. But I mean he's in Network.
Yeah.
In a very small thing.
It's
He's
not
in
that
The
big of a-
Conversation in a very small role. After he'd already done The Godfather.
Right.
By the way, he won the Oscar for Tender Mercies. I wouldn't recommend that movie to anybody. That's one of those things is, oh shit, we never gave him an Oscar. Let's give him the Oscar for this.
yeah,
I mean,
What about that Will Ferrell soccer movie? Maybe that'll be a nice way for a fucking kid to watch it.
I mean that's
These
probably a good
people that-
gateway for a child.
Yeah, they don't watch movies for some reason.
Kicking
mean,
and screaming.
Maybe The Apostle because it's like on full. It's full display.
Love The Apostle.
And did he write and direct as well? The Apostle. So it's like it's a whole Duvall joint, I believe.
Yeah. And it's also
Great Santini.
a terrible character that he played, just like in The Great Santini. Great Santini is one of the most hateable fucking roles anybody could play. Just a fucking guy abusing his family.
It's a monster.
It's fucking so bad. And then they give him a hero's exit. And I guess we're all supposed to understand that we need men like that. But It is a very difficult watch.
I was horrified.
I'll tell you
the first
this:
time I saw it.
if I'm his kid, the great Santini's taking a fucking knife in the neck while he sleeps,
But not
while he's awake.
And Earl wants children to watch The Great Santini. I don't get it.
They'll learn nothing.
What would you pick, Earl?
Why don't you tell us?
I would have picked To Kill a Mockingbird because it's just.
He's in it for seconds and he doesn't even talk.
But I mean, but it just there's just something about.
Well, it's just like, what are we doing? Just like going in order is why you chose. Like, why?
But here's the other thing: nobody who saw To Kill a Mockingbird said Duval made the movie. The little girl was better than Duval in that movie.
Sexism,
He
once
just
again.
standed there like fucking Sling Blade. By the way, Maureen sent me a trailer from a movie, black and white, 1972, where Duval is basically playing Sling Blade's dad in 1972. Remember he was Sling Blade's dad?
Yeah, he was just sitting in the chair.
And so I would like to know if Sling Blade saw this fucking movie and said, I'm going to write my own movie. Oh.
You got any of those movie scripts?
Some people call it a butter knife. I prefer to use the back of a fork.
God, he's so Stanley, right?
I'm not like Sling Blade.
Yes, you are.
God damn
You're
it.
so Sling Blade, dude.
I
You're
love
Sling
mustard,
Blade coded, as the kids would say. Low key, you're Sling Blade.
Now, by the way, Earl, why do you say that role just to try to make yourself look cool?
Because
you couldn't possibly mean that.
Yeah.
The man has had a chance to spread his wings so many times.
More than music, more than anything else, he wants to be seen as like a fucking film aficionado that blows the Neil Rosens of the world out of the water. Earl wants to be seen as the man who knows film more than anyone. Yeah, he's throwing out shit like this.
You know what? I have the feeling that if Earl did smoke, he'd take out that little fucking cigarette holder and put it on the end of it like that.
He definitely would.
Because
He's pompous, is what he is.
yeah, I feel like Earl would be one of those guys that likes to go out with 5 women to lunch and sit
Yes.
around and gossip and talk about things.
And you know he doesn't have his cigarettes in a pack either. Like, he has like a beautiful
holder.
cigarette holder.
Yeah.
Engraved, embossed, whatever. And it's
He's a lady who
very
lunches,
fancy. Yes, for sure.
He's a lady who lunches. By the way, I just found this out from a different family member. The Gail's aunt belongs to dinner clubs, and where they go out to dinner and discuss the meal. And I'm like, are you serious? She belongs to 2 dinner clubs.
2!
And has actually done 2 dinners in the same night so she could eat with both clubs.
A bang bang. Those are
backpack at a dinner club.
those are dames who dine. That should be a thing. Like ladies who lunch.
Okay,
Just
Chris.
because of the alliteration.
Yeah.
Dub in Georgia. Dub.
Dubs who dine.
Hey, buddies.
Hey.
Love a chance to chop it up with you.
Love to chop it
Same
up.
here.
Wanted to mention a Robert Duvall movie. I do have a Chris Stanley question, too, at the end, if I
Sure.
may. But,
Sure. Both.
my favorite Robert Duvall character was in Days of Thunder. And he was the pit crew chief.
Yeah.
My favorite scene, they were passing it around on social media this week, but he's wearing a Georgia Bulldog hat, and then the scene changes and comes right back to him, and he's wearing a Florida Gator hat. And,
He
and
likes to
we
switch
do
hats.
not like the Florida Gators, but
Yeah.
it just got changed in the scene, and it's one of the craziest things as a Bulldog fan.
Can I tell you? Racing is rubbing. That's all it is. It's just rubbing back and forth. Duval didn't know what a stupid movie he was in. You know what I mean? He didn't know that this was basically some kind of a weird clown picture, and he took it fucking totally serious. He's the best thing in the movie,
I love
of
the
course.
character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me,
that's
I agree 100%. I agree.
Quick question for
100%.
Stanley.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
When he does that big bold laugh, but
Yeah.
but it sounds kind of muffled, like is that because he's got a mouthful of vape juice?
That's interesting.
Yeah, he is
vape
hitting it a
juice
lot.
is another word for cum.
I'm not just chugging vape juice. I'm not taking loads in the mouth. Like, it's just,
Okay,
it's just
answer the question though.
no.
Here's my favorite.
No.
Like Chris gets accused of fake laughing, but when he fake cried when over Fez, it was my favorite thing because he cried like this.
I'm not comfortable crying. Those are real tears. I don't know why I get fucking fake. I'm a person with real emotions, and everyone
but-
accuses me of being some
You have
sort
no
of fucking
accent.
skin
And by the
job.
way, listen, what you felt was a pressure to emote. You saw that Ron and Fez were very raw in that moment and very emotional, and you probably thought a normal person, a normal neurotypical person would have feelings right now in this moment, and you felt pressure, and
Why
so
are-
you pushed it a little.
I'm
It's
the only
okay.
person-
Just admit it.
No, I'm not going to make because it's not true. I'm the only person who isn't allowed to have raw emotions. Okay, I
He
have
also
emotions.
said this. He made this statement. My thoughts and prayers are with you.
Oh, see, that's not even really thinking.
I
That's
don't
a
remember saying
non-thinking
that.
thing to say.
but I might have. God damn it!
Sometimes I'm like, this Tourette's thing has just shined a light on the show because we have two guys that obviously have Tourette's.
For sure.
And both of them are faking, just like we found out the
Right.
people with Tourette's are just
I'm a real
making it
person.
up so they can be as inappropriate as they want
Right.
to be. And
Exactly.
racist. And then Earl accepts that racism with a, please, sir, can I have some more?
Girl, you don't have to do that, dude.
Earl, how much snow did you feel like you had in Queens and how much in Central Park today?
Queens, I easily got 2 feet.
2 inches.
2 feet.
You said
I meant
2
2 feet.
inches.
So you're
We
saying
didn't ask
it
about your
easily
dick.
has 24 inches.
Yeah, I mean, it is everywhere. I mean, and
Oh, yes. That's
That's how snow works. Come on.
Snow is everywhere. But 2 feet deep is an
Run.
unbelievable
We're not just saying 2 feet in one spot in particular. You know this, right?
It's everywhere.
Just one bucket filled with 2 feet of snow.
There was
no, Ron.
it's a localized fucking 4-foot diameter snowstorm.
Oh, were you working at Hard Rock last night?
yes, I was when it started to really come down.
Yeah. And then how'd you get back home?
I caught the last LIR train out. It went out like it was like an 11:06 train, and I got the last one out.
He's saying that like he just escaped. You know what I mean?
think
Like he
you're so
was
cool.
leaving fucking Cancun. Here's what, like, when you see what's going on in Mexico right now, and you're like, all right, so they killed this drug lord, right?
Yeah.
Why was he so popular with his phone? This is like when Martin Luther King was killed and fucking riots broke out all over the place.
This is wild. The relationship between the head narco, I think this guy's name was El Mencho, and their subordinates is wild because a couple of years ago, same thing sort of happened where I think El Chapo's son got busted,
Little
and
Chapo.
the fucking cartels flipped out and started blowing shit up all over the country, and they got him out. The government was like, just take him. Stop blowing shit up. They fucking love their narco leaders, dude.
I'm starting to feel like that government is not very strong. You know what I mean? Like they don't have a stable government in
Yes.
Mexico.
Concerned about that.
All right, here's another thing that. All right, now we're saying that the border's completely shut down. We're doing great, right? We never see any video of it, but so why were we able to shut down the border without the wall? Did we? Was the wall always like a dumb distraction from the beginning?
Yeah.
And I don't even know what we're doing differently now. You think we would see video? There's no one that gives us answers anymore.
No.
Media or government. We just get opinions.
We
Yeah,
get
we're lost
opinions
out there.
and maybe AI video at this point, like right now. Like it's disturbing.
The AI video doesn't fucking help me at all. I'm
No,
being
it's
totally honest about
it's
it.
not great.
When I see people hugging their younger selves, I'm queasy. Okay?
like it.
When I see somebody showing up at a bar and meeting everybody from the grunge scene at their fucking young peak, I'm queasy. I'm not saying this is great.
I need reality. It's important to me.
The powers that be don't want us to have reality. Not to sound crazy.
There's no powers that be. They're all fucking scrambling, Chris. Nobody's really fucking doing a great job of being in control. Taylor in D.C.
Hey guys. So I'm a big hockey fan, but it's just a side note about Jack Hughes is that he is dating Canadian pop star Tate McRae. And has
I don't even know who that is.
Olympics.
Chris Edul, but he doesn't know either. He's just trying to act like humans know this fact, so I'm going to pretend.
Yeah, she's a huge pop star. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know her. Do you guys know her?
I've seen her before. Yeah, I feel like I've heard a song or two. And
I know what she's done. This is her singing. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones.
That's a good one.
They're the modern Stone Age family.
She's good.
From the town of Bedrock, they're a place right out of history. And I'm like, Tate McRae, you're fucking crushing it.
Yeah, that is good. I hope he gets his teeth fixed before he sees her.
He says he doesn't want to because he wants to have this memory of how great the
please.
Olympics went for him.
It looks so painful.
Let Tate McRae worry about it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Why are you a girl named Tate? Obviously, I've never heard that before. Tate.
I don't even think he should be a guy named Tate.
What about Sharon Tate? You got a problem with her?
No,
She was
that's a
stabbed
surname.
by the Mansons.
That's a surname.
What if
Yes,
she's
sir.
at the Tate's Cookies? Fortune.
Nothing better, right? Nice. It's the only non-homemade chocolate chip that I find to be delicious. I'll just say this. Don't let it get soft. Then it's boring.
Yeah.
You want to keep it crisp.
You want to snap.
Mm-hmm.
You want to snap. Even if you don't get the crackle and pop.
Because the snap's enough.
Yeah. I'll say this about Snap, Crackle, and Pop. I think Crackle did less than anybody else in that troupe. I mean,
Right.
somebody's got to come in third. In this case, it's Crackle.
It's Crackle.
We need to get anything before the end of the show because we're closing in fast.
Oh my God.
Gail, has anything been on your mind you haven't gotten to yet?
I did almost get scammed, and it made me feel like an elderly woman.
Oh no!
Tell us.
And I can't. So here's how they did it. The phone number came up as my bank. So I didn't look at if it was an 800 number, nothing. They're telling me suspicious activity. Can I read you these charges? Very similar to I've had these things happen in the past, right? Read me the charges. I go, no, that's not me. And they go, you know what it is it's gone through your Zelle. It's actually not from your card. It's not your card number. So I was like, okay, understood. So she's like, I'm going to give you this. Here's your case number. Like really thorough. And I'm like, okay, got the case number. And I go, okay, and do I need my card replaced? No, your card is totally fine. Your card is working. It's just the Zelle account. So I'm going to pass you over to the people from Zelle and you're going to give them the case number and whatever. I go, okay. And then they have me open my Zelle. I open my Zelle. They go, here's the amount it's for if you can put in this number. This is your case number. I put in the number. I go, this is just a phone number. Like this is sending me as though I'm about to send this money to this phone number.
Oh.
He goes, no. It's like you just press that and it'll search your case number. I go, but that's not, that window isn't for case numbers. I'm going back and forth. I'm just annoyed. I go, I can't deal with this right now. I got my kids here. Can I just call you back in like an hour or two? He says, yes, you can call this number. You can call me here at this number. Gotcha. 2 hours later, I'm like, I'll call that number. And I go, or I'll just go through Chase and I'll use my regular Chase number.
Yeah. Yes.
She's like, we don't call you when you have a fraudulent charge. We text you. I go, but I talk to you. She goes, we text you. You tell us if it's fraudulent. Then you call us. And I'm like, So that wasn't you. And I was like, they did such a good job. Like, I was so close. If I had been just an inch dumber, I would have pressed this fucking number and sent like $1,000 like that. Like, so fast.
Face it. If your kids behaved themselves, you would have sent money out of your house.
Exactly. They're being nuts. And I'm like, I'm on the phone. My card has been compromised. Give me a moment. They wouldn't give me a moment. And I'm like, thank God they did that. Because I was like, I got to call you back. And then I saved that number as like, fraud, do not trust. They've called me back like 3 different times, like trying to get that money. And I'm like, no.
Do you know what your mom always does if that comes up? I'll meet you at the bank. I'll head over to the bank later.
I'll see you there.
Because the bank will, like, you haven't lost the money. The bank does, really.
Right, exactly. That's how it always goes. Yeah, I've had it happen.
We need to send out a congratulations to a great young MMA fighter, Kyle Bowler, our buddy, who had a very big win. And the clip is just brutal. It's just brutal. But knowing that he had not seen any film on the other fighter and had to go in blind and had this fight, he was just amazing. So we'll try to get him on the phone.
Oh, that's awesome.
Later this week. But the Magic Man, doing it again. It was very, very cool to see. And
that's awesome.
I've been wanting to train Chris for a long time. There is a super heavyweight division, and if there's anything bigger than that, I would love to get Chris into it.
I don't think there's anything bigger. I'm not Butterbean, man.
I thought that was her sister coming in.
She looked so
Isn't
tall,
that crazy?
right? When she walked in.
All right, that's it for us, guys. It's a snow day today, and I think by the time we start the show tomorrow, it'll all be melted. So do not worry about it. I also want to, while we're sending out congratulations, the work that Frankie has done on her family tree was just amazing. She did so good, and it was. She put together a family tree with her at the center, and Frankie just made our whole family so proud. I'm in a tree now. I'm in a tree. And she did most of the gluing on her own. Yeah. So just great to see her doing big projects now. Congratulations, Frankie.
Job, Frankie.
Good job.
Great job with the gluing.
All right, that's it for us, kids. It's a snow day. I want to get out there and just sled for the next 12 hours. If you see me, don't try to warm me up. I'm just going to be having fun.